welcome everybody back to the Living Bigly podcast. I have a very special guest with me today. It's our first woman on the show. People have been asking for it. They said there's too many men in the world in general. And I said, I can't fix that, but I can have a woman on my podcast. Alecia Altstetter.
Woo woo.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You were my teacher.
Yes.
Twice.
Heck yeah.
Once at Comedy Sports, where you are a player. Once at Interchange, where you are also a part of teams and performances and the board.
Indeed. Yes.
So balancing all of that and also balancing doing stand-up comedy. That's a lot.
Yeah. They're just very different things too. So it's like they're different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just did a show last night. That was cool and fun.
Yeah.
At Mix and Rewind on Packard Avenue.
Yeah.
And we were talking with Connor O'Hara.
Right.
And one of the things that we talked about was how different the improv and stand-up were. And I've talked about that with Jeff Heckman as well.
Yeah.
And for me, when people talked about like stage fright, never had it with improv. Because you have friends.
Yeah.
Your friends are there with you.
Right.
And they're locked eyes and you're working together.
Right.
And then stand-up.
Yeah. You're locking eyes with I don't know.
With the darkness?
The darkness.
With the light?
Right. You're going into the light.
There's literally just a light and you're just like, oh. Yeah, yeah.
All you can see are people's disapproving stares.
Yeah. I forgot my material one time and started making fun of somebody. It turned out to be Jordy's dad.
No.
Yeah, I kind of halfway through, I put it together that he was sitting with Jordy's girlfriend at the same table, and I said, I think this is my friend's dad who booked me on this show. And this isn't a good look. I called him a toddler. I told him his wife took care of him. Because I asked him what he did, and he goes, I'm retired. And I'm like, thanks for ruining the bit. I was like, so what are your hobbies? And he's like, I like to hike. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, I like to ski. And I was like, so white people stuff? And he was like, And I was like, you like that gorp? And he's like, I eat whatever my nutritionist makes me.
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
like, who's your nutritionist? And he pointed to a lady. And I'm like, oh, that's your wife's your nutritionist? He was like, yep. And I was like, does she dress you too? He was like, yeah. And I was like, so you're a toddler? And he was like, no. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm done with this. This is my first time trying crowd work. And I did it with my friend's dad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. One time I was doing crowd work and I used to have this thing, where I would ask how many people, who had kids and how many.
Yeah.
And then I just said to this lady, I'm like, oh, well, out of her kids, which one's your favorite? And she was like, my favorite is Christopher, who's passed away. Oh. And I'm like, lady, this is a comedy show. I felt like such a dick. Oh, yeah, it was sad.
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah, but like I stopped saying that because I'm like now afraid.
You know who does something with that? It was actually, I think it popped up on This American Life. You're an NPR listener, right?
I listened to that.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know
Adam
exactly.
Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, and the family.
And so like he handled it amazingly
Super
well.
Plus they make a song.
So different. I didn't have that. If
I had just have an accompaniment?
If I had an accompanist.
Yeah.
I mean, probably still no. But can you imagine if I had been like, hit it, and then I had just done a song?
Just done a song about dead Christopher.
That would have been cool. Yeah. But I didn't.
Death brings a showdown.
Yeah, it really can.
I learned this when I was doing a stand-up show, and I had them really laughing at the concept of my wife being 8 years older than me and her path in life and my path in life kind of being not parallel, really.
8 years is not that much.
Well, in that 8-year difference, she, again, got married, had a kid, and divorced. And, I was learning math.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, if you had said she was 18 and you were in 5th grade.
Right.
I would have said.
Super weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
But once, then it's like,
But everyone was on board with that.
Okay.
And then as I went on into what happened in my life up until we met up again, the pinnacle is that my brother died. And everyone who is laughing and having a good time just immediately just like, shh.
Yeah, right.
I was like, it's my brother. Like it was a long time ago.
You guys are making this about you.
Yes.
But come on.
This is about me.
Is my brother, so I'm in charge of the emotional tone.
It was great too because I brought him back with the little thing I do about my brother, which is that his name was Nick.
Okay.
And he's in my closet. Which I have a callback to the fact that I used to sleep in my parents' closet when I was a kid. And I'm like, and it's not a gay joke. I came out of the closet when I was like 8. I walk by every now and then and I go, it's my Nick in a box. And everyone goes like, oh, Lonely Island, thank you. And I go, yep. And then I continue the song, because I'm good at song parodies.
Yeah.
And so I go, step 1, have a brother. Step 2, get cancer. Oh. And everyone just silent again. And I'm like, I know this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But it makes me happy. And I don't care that you're sad. Like that's my favorite part of it.
You're just doing it because you're like, you know what? I'm going to spread the sadness.
Yeah. It's just, whoa. Yeah.
I'm vibing with the peak and valley now. Yeah, that's good.
I love to hear the silence.
Yeah.
One time I silenced a crowd and I didn't know. I was like, oh, come on, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like it was that laughing tap.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Literally, somebody was like, whoo, after. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's a universal experience especially when you're starting out just saying stuff and it's like, okay. And even they'll accept different things from different comics because some things that like comic A can get away with, comic B cannot. So you have to know like what can they accept from me?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Clarence Williams.
Oh yeah,
Clarence Williams gets away with a lot of stuff, I think, because of his tone, his delivery, and how he ramps you into a joke.
Well, and he's been practicing it a lot.
Oh, for sure,
so,
yeah.
And he has, because I've noticed, at open mics, I'm always like, too far. But when he has a show, he's on it and can work the crowd,
Yeah, he's fantastic. I love watching him work. He's a really good comedian that I like in the local Milwaukee scene.
Yeah,
yeah,
for real.
How did you get started in the local Milwaukee scene?
Well, I was a fan of Comedy Sports from like an OG fan from when I was like a young person and they were in Madison. And so it was like in the back of my mind. And so when I had kids, I put them in the Comedy Sports camps. And I was like, isn't this great? And I had my kids doing the improv at First Stage. And my kids liked it, but they weren't like that into it. And then I realized, oh, it's because I'm into it. It's what I want to do, and I'm just putting them in it. And then I took 101, and Alan was my teacher. Yeah.
Alan Cinnamon Thunder Guzkowski?
That's correct.
Wow.
And then other people in the class, of course, we became friends, and they were like, oh, we're going to the open mics. And I was like, I will also go to the open mics. And so I started doing that too. And then I'm like, these are my friends. These are my people. Yeah.
I bet you had an interesting cohort. Who was?
Yeah, I did. Because with me was Matt Werner is still around. He's a bartender at Laughing Tap. Rita Landis she's still around. We just had some. I mean, honestly, Jeff Wheatley Heckman was right before me.
Oh,
but he was around, and it was kind of the before times of Comedy Sport. Pre-COVID. It was different then. And honestly, pre-Me Too movement, pre that whole thing, and that changed Comedy Sports as well.
Pre-first Trump election.
Yes.
Yeah, because you guys were 2010.
Like 2015.
2015. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know it was 2010s at some point.
I started taking classes in 2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So then the path from classes to roster was how long?
I was hired after 103. There was no 104. I know.
What?
It was so
That's
I had,
crazy.
and guess what? In my 101 class, there was 35 people.
Dude, that would be unheard of.
Yeah,
today.
they they just let whoever wanted to show up. And so, yeah, if we did switch interview, the line was like all the way back into the audience.
Oh.
Yeah, so I felt like, I've been improvising for 12 minutes and I don't know what I'm doing still, which, I mean, they don't hire you like, you have to know everything,
Right,
but
right.
still it was weird.
Yeah, for just note-taking sake, now no more than 16 people in a class, ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm one of the teachers. If I had more, oh my God.
The stage time for those
Yes.
16 people
And
is
you're already
so minimal.
hustling
Yeah.
to get, if it's
Through a
16,
class.
to go through everything.
Yeah, and then switching over to, when did you switch over to Interchange for learning and doing?
So I did not take classes there because I was taking classes in Chicago. Like I did IO and some Second City classes. Yeah, that was really fun and great. Again, this is all pre-pandemic. And so then when Interchange started in 2020, I just started on the board and then was a teacher there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Interchange is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's where we got to learn from you again.
Yeah.
In our level 1 class. I feel like when we were in your classes, we gave you a hard time 2 different ways. Number 1 was level 2. There were 2 different level 1 groups that came into your level 2.
Yeah.
And we didn't quite mesh right away.
Right. You
And
have
it
to
was
meet
a little,
each other.
Yeah. And it was a little standoffish.
Oh.
And then it was also a little, everyone kept messing up and then apologizing. And I remember because you had to get up in the middle of one class and go, look, you're going to make mistakes. Stop beating yourselves up. This is getting sad. And we were like, yeah, like it was, because it was to the point where like we would go on stage and like it would be like me and Zach, who are really
Yeah.
good friends now.
Yeah.
But at the time, we had no idea who each other were. And we'd go up and we'd just go mess the scene up. And we both go, I messed up because I did this. And then Zach would be like, I messed up because I did this. And we walk off the stage all sad and it just killed any momentum you were trying to build in that room. And you were like, what the heck is going on? And it was just like, yeah, we're just not vibing. And it took 4 or 5 classes, I think,
Wow.
until we like actually, because it was like,
Yeah.
here's group 1,
Yeah.
here's group 2. And then
Right.
there was like a couple people who were like, I haven't taken classes in years.
Yeah.
And so then like, it just didn't
Yeah.
sync right away.
No, and it's weird because that's another thing that I think when people look at improv and they're like, why is this working? It's like, well, this group has worked together. If you're new to someone, like it is, it's like, like you have to like vibe them out, figure it out. It takes a minute.
Yeah.
But it was funny because last week in class, because I was, we talk about feelings a lot, and one of my students raised his hand and he was like, is this therapy? Yeah, kind of it is.
Kinda,
It
a little
is.
bit.
It's a little bit of therapy too. Yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting thing about going to interchange classes is there was a lot more of the feelings and therapy thing.
Yes.
101, level 1. Vince would murder me if I called it 101.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not
level
comedy
1.
sports.
It's not.
It's level 1. It's different. And I'm like, I know. Instincts, guy. So level 1 is always hard because it's a level 1.
Right.
So you're dealing with a mix of people. You got some of us who are 104 from comedy sports and rec league trained. And so we're like, jump into scenes and let's do it. And we know what montage is. Let's just do it. And I messed up that one class when we first started montage because I asked you, I said, is this montage? And you said, yeah, but we're not calling it that yet. Like,
don't scare the new kids, the babies.
And so I went, okay, it's my turn. And you said, yeah, it's your turn. And I went in and I was like tagging people and sweeping. And everyone was like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, right. I'm one of 3 people who knows how to do this here. That's inappropriate. And I was like, I ruined class. I just rolled because they were all looking at me like, why did you touch me? And I'm like, you're supposed to get off stage now. I don't know, but I wanted you to stay. That's why I didn't touch you.
Yeah.
Come here. And I was like,
I am editing and making moves.
Yes,
all right. That's the deal.
Yeah.
No, that is what's really weird about level 1 is because, you don't want people who are like, I'm going to try improv. And then you have this group that's already had all this experience and they're like, this isn't for me. And it's like, no, it is. They just know everything already, but we're getting on the same page. And honestly, right now, I have the most new people I've ever had in a class. So I have like 9 out of the 16 that have never done improv ever.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, and they're doing great. Like, it's fun to welcome people in, but like, they don't understand, like, yeah, this is a cult. You are now in it.
Yeah.
This is a thing. It's a vortex. We will suck you in, but in the best way. We want you to be here. We're all friends.
100%.
This is what's happening.
I'm trying to pull some people from the level 1 back into improv who dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people forget. They're like, even people who love it, and then it's like, oh, I just, because life gets busy.
Yeah.
But then you go back to being like, what am I even doing? And it's like, come back and see us. We're having fun.
Well, then you see people go from their first class and they're literally like, I have no idea what we're doing, to the showcase, and they're like comfortable enough to make an edit.
Yeah.
They're comfortable enough to do this thing. And then they don't sign up for the level 2, and you're like,
yeah.
but you were doing the thing.
What? Yeah.
What happened? And they're like, I want to do other stuff. And I'm like, okay, but like, especially, it was people who would provide a little bit more of a different perspective. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, it's killing me that you're not doing this.
Yeah.
Because your perspective was so fresh. And
Yes.
there's so many of me in there. There's a ton of me.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the feelings thing at Interchange is interesting, because I talked to my therapist about, why does this bother me? Why does the feelings thing feel weird?
Oh.
And I talked to a few other of the fellas who, they were like, I talked to my therapist about it. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me?
Wow.
And they're like, I was waiting for you to be open and vulnerable. And I'm like, that's what they're trying to teach us at the class.
Yes.
Is the vulnerability. And I was just going to open up to you and be like, look, my therapist said this, and we figured it out. Which is part of it is like the value system of, if I'm looking at my friend, who let's just say AJ Wheeler.
Yeah.
I compliment AJ all the time. I don't need you to tell me to compliment AJ. So like sitting in a circle and being like, compliment AJ is like, no.
Yeah, right.
I do it all the time. I'll do it later. Like, not right now. Don't tell me what to do. And it's like, that's childish and silly that you would be so resistant to complimenting your friend and feeling in front of other people. And so like, I think that vulnerability scares a lot of people off.
Yeah.
And I think it's a mixture too of just like the environment is a little different. Like with comedy sports, I think we have like the games and the gimmick to kind of ride off of.
Yeah.
And you're sort of like, I'm learning and playing the games. And that's like a comfort zone. And then when it starts to be more like Interchange is like that long form theater thing, and then like you get a little bit of like that theater kid vibe, and then that can like rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, short form is more accessible to a general audience if you have no history. You can just walk in and eat your tater tots and have a nice time.
Yeah.
And long form, though, like and you know this, the payoff of long form is so much greater than the payoff of short form. And once you know it and are in it, it's like again, I'm like a bit of a voyeur, right? That's like I love watching people like just say shit, like even if it's going bad, I'm like, how is this gonna go? Like, ooh, what's happening here? And so I love watching people have to get out of a situation that they're in. Like, there's just so much there that's like the human experience, like the macro into the micro. And like that's scary and vulnerable. And it's like, that's why this is like an art form that is, I think, very beautiful.
Yeah, and I like it as an art form, and I like it for that reason that the payoff, it does become bigger as you build. Relationships, that's the big thing. Is like, not just outside of the class and outside of the scenes, but building relationships in the scenes is so important to decisions and moving things forward.
Yeah.
And we're learning Spoon River right now.
Yes.
So it's
I love Spoon River.
Immediately I thought about the open jam that we did right after the showcase.
Yes.
The level 2 showcase.
Yes.
And we did that that was probably one of the funnest open jams I got to go to.
Really?
We did the Hallmark movie or Lifetime movie.
Okay, yeah.
The Lesbian Town.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That was a good time. And I sort of looked at Spoon River like that. I was like, no, we're building a movie.
We're building a lesbian town.
There's an event.
Yeah, right.
And there's in a lesbian town.
Right.
And and my daughter's the worst. And that was just so much
She's
fun.
bad at being a lesbian.
She's not good at being straight or gay.
We need to get her a tutor.
Exactly.
So that she can show up.
And then you and I forget who the person you were with. No, that was Christian's friend's wife. I don't remember her name though.
Oh, yeah.
Jess? I want to say it was Jess.
Honestly,
I think I might be right.
You probably are.
But yeah, you guys were evil lesbians who were tricking people into. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Look
the
at us.
evil
We're
lesbians.
$500 and we'll train you. Yeah, that was.
Oh my god.
To describe it to people doesn't do justice to what happened.
It doesn't. But man, I'm so happy. Honestly, as you say that, like I feel like this is like this is your life. I'm like, damn, that was a great time. It was so, like, I feel bad for people who don't get to play pretend with their friends. It's like, oh my gosh, what a just absolute gem. We just get to be like, look what we did. And it's so satisfying and fun and life affirming.
Yep.
Thank you for that memory.
And then the nights where it goes bad, you just go, shake that off.
Yeah.
Just like, what was I thinking?
Like,
I don't know. Like, that was...
Also, the audience just like, I think they were all, I don't know, high. That was probably on them, you know, like, it's good. You can kind of pass it off.
Yeah, it was the audience.
It was just the audience. It's not feeding us what we needed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Actually, it was funny, your 102 class, going back to comedy sports now, your 102 class was one of the ones where I learned my least favorite improv thing.
What?
When people present a problem or a thing to you without actually saying what it is. Introing any scene with, oh God. What?
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 Right.
And it's like, oh, what? There's a problem? Yeah. Well, what's the problem? I don't know. I was hoping you would know.
You would hand it to someone else. Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Or the other thing was, because this was stuff that happened to me on stage that I was like, oh, I don't feel right about this.
Yeah.
It's this thing. It was a specific scene. I remember it very specifically because I was supposed to be the third person on. And the first two people just kept describing around an object.
Right.
Which made it worse.
Yeah.
If they had left it more vague, I could have came in as a third person and been like, that's my vacuum cleaner. But they were like, it's so purple. And
and then you're like,
and large.
Trying to think.
And heavy and oblong. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you screwing me so bad?
Oh.
I don't know what you want me to do now.
I'm being polite by just handing like a word. Because I don't want to like take over and bulldoze. It's like, no, just make the choice.
Yeah, the gift is the choice.
The gift is the choice.
The gift is the choice.
Yeah, otherwise I'm sitting there sweating, you know.
What is it? I don't know. Like,
yeah,
no, that was when I learned like a few of my least favorite improv things is the, oh God, there's a problem.
Yeah. Right. Who's going to save this?
Yeah, who's going to prevent?
Oh, shoot, I guess I have to.
I don't know is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing with improv is because, like, you know, there's some improv work that needs to be done. And then, you know, we'll call it the heavy lifting. Like, who's going to do the heavy lifting? Like, someone has to. And then, you know, it's like, I just want to come in and be funny on top of what's already set up.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we all do. Like, we all just want to be like, oh, establish everything. And then I'll just make comments.
Yeah.
As the audience laughs. And it's like...
Yeah, the third person on really does have like the advantage there to be like, oh, there's a scene. I can get into that.
I'll just get into it. Yeah, as you do it, and then I'll just riff on it.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. And then you find out people don't know what you're talking about anyway. That happened at that open jam.
Really?
When I found out no one knows who Armie Hammer is.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Because everybody goes, who? And I go, I know. And I go, like, I was like, I'll go back up now.
I'll go back.
And then everybody came and the game was a branch of the military and a tool.
Yeah.
And that's how we
Hammer.
ended that. That's how we ended that open jam. Was somebody came on and said, "I'm Screwdriver Space Force," and we went, "No one gives a shit about Space Force," and they were like, "Lights," and we were like, "Yeah, that's the way you
Oh
end
my
it."
God, that's a great ending too.
It really is.
Ugh.
It's just like, yeah, no one cares about Space Force.
It's so true. It's when when it's like the truth in comedy, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, no one does give a shit about Space Force.
Speaking of truth and
Yeah.
Space Force, two things that they tell you not to talk about in public in polite conversation.
Yeah.
Religion and politics.
Well,
you
no
talk
one's
about
being polite here, bitch.
Nope. This is not at all. We didn't offer anybody lemonade today.
No. Well,
Like-
you did. You were being polite, and I was
tried.
drinking it.
Yeah. But in polite conversation, you don't talk about religion and politics.
Yeah.
You do Laughing Liberally in Milwaukee a few times or more than once.
Many times.
Yeah.
Many times, yeah.
How do you like that whole vibe of it?
I love Laughing Liberally. Matt has done such a good job at growing an audience and having a voice and offering space for local comics to also have a place to, lean left, which is nice.
You don't just lean left.
No.
You stand there.
I stand, I jump in. But I also have to do a lot of conservative areas of Wisconsin for stand-up.
Yeah.
So then I also have to have a set that is okay for conservative audiences. So
Yeah.
I have to have both material.
I'm apolitical. Like
Really?
I look at it as it's from my life view. My view of life is that we're here to learn lessons and play parts. The whole world is a stage and everyone's just playing their part.
I've heard that said.
So I don't view anyone as the good or the bad.
Mm-hmm.
I view them as they have value systems and fears. And
Yes.
they're really just playing off their value systems and fears. The idea of politics influencing your comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have to confront any issues of telling a joke that a conservative person hasn't liked while you're doing it on stage?
Many, many, many times.
How'd that
Yeah.
go?
Oh my gosh. Well, my comedy is feminist, which is the funniest comedy
It
out
is.
there when it's just
super
like
good.
a feminist message.
Margaret
Everyone
Cho.
wants. Yes, everyone. That's I feel, the future is female, let's be real.
It really
and
is.
so that's what I'm heading towards. But no, the conservative crowds do not like when a woman is even speaking into a microphone. And honestly, it's especially a mom. They're just like the judgment of shouldn't you be on your way? Don't you have chores? And so I've learned over the years, you just have to set it up from the beginning that a human part of you that they can relate to. So that's why, since my son is in the military,
There you go.
yeah, so I always talk about my son and his work in the Air Force and just other things that are more like, hey, we're all humans here. Well, so can we at least get on this shared humanity? And then I can move more into my material. But yeah, if you just start out with your jokes, they're gonna tighten up and be like, I am not happy with this woman here. Yeah, and it'll be a silent and bad time if you don't ingratiate them.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That sucks. I've watched it slowly devolve one time.
Oh,
And
really?
it was a Sun Prairie show.
Okay.
And the opener was Will Eisenberg.
Okay.
And he was doing a joke about guns. Mm-hmm. And he said, who's a gun owner here? The great part about this is I invited a lot of people from my work to go.
Okay.
And they're going to watch this YouTube channel.
Oh.
Yeah, they're some of my first subscribers. And none of them raised their hands. And I was like, you guys own a lot of guns. I was like, you used to bring them to work. I was like,
and they just sat there on their hands.
Yep, because here's the thing that they figure. A lot of, because my very conservative, I have conservative friends. It just is what it is.
Right.
I don't, their leanings have nothing to do with my feelings about them. Do I agree with everything that they, no, I don't have to though.
Right.
That's the fun part about being a human is you
we
can
all
just
have different
disagree
thoughts.
and
You
be
can.
like, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like I've met a super liberal lady who was also a TERF, and you're just like, whoa. Like, and it was super interesting because you're just like, oh, this is a new angle of life that I've not seen yet, which is someone who's like, women's rights, and also, by the way, trans women aren't women. And like that was a new one for me to experience, and I was just like, I'm just gonna listen. And even her husband was like, hey, like, we don't, come on, you don't have to bring that up.
You don't got to throw elbows right away.
I was just like, oh no, like I was just eating it up because I just, again, different experiences.
Yeah.
But they all assume that if they're at a comedy crowd, every comedy crowd is liberal.
Yeah. Oh.
They assume that they're the ostracized one in society, no matter where they are. Yeah.
It's so funny because I would say in improv, a lot of the crowds are liberal. But honestly, in stand-up, and that includes in Milwaukee, because like when I do Laughing Tap, the people that come into Laughing Tap, they're coming in from the suburbs. They're having a night in the city. They're going to see a comedy club, and so a lot of people are from places where maybe it's just not as, their ideas aren't as challenged, And so they come in, and it's almost like this feeling of like, like, what are people even saying? And they're sitting back in judgment, like, we'll see what these city folk have to say.
Yeah.
And then, so like, that happens so often that the room leans right. And I think more so now too, because there's that's just more acceptable now in society to say. It's more acceptable to be openly religious than it used to be.
100%.
It's more acceptable to have I think people on the right did feel for a long time that they could not speak up.
Yes. And then something else happened.
Right.
Some guy got elected. And they were like, I can be racist again.
I can. I'll say it. I'll just say it because why not?
Because it's cool now.
Right. They've made, So, and it's like, I'm not trying to be divisive either. Like, hey, everyone, we're not who's the problem? The rich people that are taking everything from all of us. We need to be together so that we can fight the actual bad guys.
Yep.
Who are a very small percent of the population.
It's not talked about enough that Occupy Wall Street almost had that. Yeah. It almost had it. The We Are the 99%.
Yeah.
Had a coalition of people joining together from all walks of life. And then this is also the rise of like the libertarians and the Tea Party, who are just, you don't hear about that anymore. And they were like being together and being like, this is a rigged system and we're left out of it.
Right. And then they were fought against by saying, if you make over $100,000 a year, you need to shut the fuck up. And that was the way they shamed them, saying, how dare you ask for more when you have this much? And it's like, you have everything. You own the planet. And then you're shaming people for wanting a middle class life. And so right after that, they just blew them back.
Well, and then they get the divisive issues going again. Because all they have to do is stir up more. Hey, most of those on the other side that you're hanging out with are all atheists.
Right.
They don't want you to be able to worship Jesus.
No, and they're in the schools.
And they're
making
and they're gays. They want to make your kids gay. and then on the other side, they're like, hey, all these people are racist, and it's like they're not. Not all. I know a ton of conservatives who are just like, I just want to be left alone.
What about that? Of just like, or we could all do less. Almost at this point, it's like if we just did less. We don't have to freak out and get so mad and cause all these problems. And
it's all just people, again, but it's fear.
It's fear.
It's fear, and you don't understand me, and I want I look at it like I live in this neighborhood. And from driving up, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood.
Yeah.
But you'll have your day when my neighbor on this side is having a pool party and it's loud and they've got kids and their kids have friends and they're playing horseshoes and my dogs are not having a good time with it. But that's their time.
Yeah.
And I volunteer to live in a neighborhood. People have their time to be loud.
Yeah.
And I can't complain about it because I'm going to have my time to be loud.
Right.
And you're going to have your time. And if you don't like things that happen in a neighborhood, you should move to a different place.
Right.
So the issue is people want to terraform wherever they are.
Yeah.
To be exactly what they want. And they're just like, no, this has to be how I like it.
Right.
You're in the wrong place for that.
Yeah.
You're in close proximity to other people.
Right.
Who want to be themselves too.
Right.
Because it's like an apartment building.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to an apartment building and be like, you need to be quiet at 9. That's
also like that was our Constitution was like, let's protect people's rights to have this freedom.
Yeah.
And then you would hope that the Constitution would still be holding.
For sure.
Yeah.
If it even is a thing anymore.
I feel like I've been like a bad boyfriend to the Constitution because it's like I did not have appreciation for all the work that she was doing. Like she is doing all this work and I was just like, whatever, do you want to learn about it? I didn't even care. And here
you don't want to hear about her day.
I didn't want to hear about her day. She was making my whole, like she was like the best mother. And I was just like, whatever, just, blah, ignoring all things. And now that she's gone, I am just like, oh my gosh, I was, she was doing everything. And I do realize how much I love her now.
Well, and other people have said too, like we made a constitution and then we stopped.
Yeah.
And they were like, other countries, they took a while to catch up, but they keep ratifying it.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? You can keep changing it? Like, yeah, you can change stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to just stay the same.
No, and there's some weird, but also just laws. Like, there's some weird-ass laws out there. Weird. And it's like, what? Why are those still there? And then Trump is like, oh, I have this law, so now I can actually just, I don't know, bomb countries because of this really obscure thing. And it's like, why was that sitting there? Why was that sitting around?
It was just always sitting there. It was ready. But that was the thing, too, that when people ask, how do you think things would be different if Kamala was president? And I go, just be slower. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, it's always this plan of kind of watching our way of life be challenged since the pandemic. Of the convenience and the being a part of the system, and you just sort of do your job and you keep your head down and you make a living for your family and you raise a family and you sometimes go to church and you sometimes go to the movies and you're just happy, like just be placated. It's all crumbling before our eyes, and people are realizing the system is fake. Now, the thing that I appreciate about the clown show that is happening is the systems are eroding faster and you're seeing the cracks way clearer. Yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, if Kamala had been in there, it'd be the slow hamster drip of where like you're happy, like you're okay.
That's what my son says. But it's like
still crumbling behind you, but it's just, you're just placated.
That's what my son says too about, because, obviously he's in Iran right now, or, fighting there, ceasefire. But he's like, it's not that different. It's just all the things are being said out loud now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and so, because I'm like in a full-on panic whenever Trump talks, and he's like, no, it wasn't that different before. It
wasn't that different. When you think about the fact that the person who did the Defense of Marriage Act was Bill Clinton. Like, was that a great thing for people who, like, no. Like, that wasn't like, no, it wasn't great. No. When you think about just the idea that the people have been, the Conservative Party has always painted the idea that when Obama was in office, jackbooted thugs were going to come take your guns. And he was going to do whatever he wants, because you guys don't know this, president has all the power in the world, and whatever he wants, he'll do. So this is dangerous. And we all said, that's ridiculous. No one would ever do that. And so now that someone's doing it, they're like, we told you. And it's like, see, we're doing it. And it's like, oh. Like,
and it was so weird how they were like, there's a pedophile like cabal, and we were like, that's crazy. And then there was.
Yeah.
It was just like,
there was.
Oh, actually there was.
There for sure was.
You said it, and I was like, what are you talking about? And it was their own party that was doing it. But
Well,
it was
everybody.
But exactly.
It's everybody.
Come on, it was everybody.
Come on.
It was
everybody. It was
everybody.
Bill Gates. It was, yeah. I liked when Jon Stewart was like, I'm in the Epstein files.
Yeah.
That was funny. Because you go, like Pearl Clutch, and then he goes, yeah, they said they wanted him to do a movie with a Jon Stewart type. He goes, Jon Stewart type, was I not available?
I know, right?
I was like, that was pretty funny. Oh, speaking of practicing your religion out loud, though, I found out yesterday, Alecia goes to church.
I do.
That's super cool. I didn't, again, as I told her, I keep telling her, it wasn't a judgment. It was just not something I would assume you do.
Yeah.
And there you are.
Well, I was raised Catholic, and now I'm a Unitarian.
Which is what?
Unitarians are like humanists, and they're social justice warriors.
Love it.
So yeah, it's pretty great. But it's so they do a lot of community outreach.
Okay.
Stuff like that, talking about the issues that affect us today. So I can't say enough. My church is pretty cool. But yeah, now that I'm older, I love being philosophical. I love looking at the deep questions. And so that is my jam lately. I want to just go into this place of peace, think deep thoughts.
Yeah.
We write the postcards, we march, and it's a great part of my life now.
Is it a monotheistic, or is it agnostic? Does it have a book or
like
dogma?
No, I even talk about this in my set because from being Catholic, I'm used to, if someone is struggling, you would say, oh, I'll keep you in my prayers. I'll pray for you.
Yeah.
However, in our church, they don't believe in God. So, right. And so if something happens, like Reverend Jennifer last Sunday was like, oh, Kathy's mom is getting surgery next week. And then we're all just like, all right, we're here. We won't step on any cracks this week at all. And yeah, I don't know if that's better, but no one's getting molested. So
you can't argue with those results.
That's what I'm saying,
That's the best part.
Yeah.
So there's no God in that.
Yep.
Is that a requirement? Like, could you be a part of it and then be
we talk about all the religious figures as people. So they'll talk about Jesus. They'll talk about,
a lot of good lessons in Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So many. So they'll talk about it all, and it's just all about being better community members and better humans on Earth. That's
a great thing to do.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I think Rainn Wilson's a part of a different group.
Oh.
That's similar to that. I forget, it's got a very specific name, and it sounds sort of Eastern. Like Bahal or something like that? Baha'i.
No, I know
there
about Baha'i.
There we go. Okay, yeah. That sounds, I think they kind of do a similar, if not slightly different. I think they have some theology in it, though.
And they don't celebrate any holidays.
That was how I grew up.
Oh, really?
I was a Jehovah's Witness for...
Oh, my
I still am a Jehovah's Witness, technically.
Okay.
I never left, but I'm just not active.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not like an active Jehovah's Witness.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, I was super active through when I was 25, 26. And then just sort of dipped out. I look at it a lot like high school. It wasn't not fun, and I learned a lot. And there's still more I could have learned if I really wanted to stick with it. But I wanted to learn other stuff.
Well, did you go on a mission?
No, that's Mormons.
So that's completely different?
We get confused. So here's Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons. Both go door to door. In the early part of Mormonism, it was just boys. Jehovah's Witnesses always, part of being a Jehovah's Witness is everybody. Women, men, children. Okay. So since an early age. You remember Cat Williams' interview with Shannon Sharp? On the Shay Shay podcast?
No.
Oh, it was legendary. He took down Steve Harvey and that whole thing. Yeah, it was a lot of tea spilled that day.
Oh, my God.
But he goes, I've been reading voraciously since I was 4 years old, going up on stages in suits and performing. He wasn't performing. He was a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay, he's preaching.
When you're a kid in that religion, you get like a couple chapters in the Bible, and you go up and you read in front of everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so kids are involved. There's no like separate church for kids. It's just that we all do it. And but no, Mormons do the mission, and they go out and do their and they help in the community. They do all sorts of stuff like that.
Right.
And at a certain age, Jehovah's Witnesses, everybody goes, everybody talks, and it's a constant preaching work. Constant. It does not end.
And did you raise Jaden Jehovah's Witness or not?
He was, I mean, like, he didn't ever get formally baptized. So baptism is a choice.
Okay, yeah.
Which is another thing. There's a few things I really, really appreciate about the religion I was raised in. There was no money for anybody who was, like, serving. So it's not money-based. It's all, any donations you give goes to the function of the building existing and paperwork to be made. Because they had the literature they hand out.
Yeah.
So that's where money went. And I was like, that's nice, because it wasn't like other churches where they're like, give us the cash that the preacher can get a Cadillac.
Like the Catholics.
Or, they're super rich.
They have so much money.
And
It's
UFO
insane.
secrets.
And that's why,
paintings.
and then like the president is throwing down with the Pope. It's like the Pope has more people. Like, dude, the Pope is worldwide.
has way more worldwide.
Pope has more money than you do.
He's Mr. World.
Like,
He's the pit bull
exactly.
of a billionaire fight.
That's it.
Yeah, super,
It's like,
Yeah, but then also they did no baby baptisms.
Okay, yeah.
So like as a Catholic, you were probably baptized as a baby.
Yep.
No shade. It's just their
how they do
decision as Jehovah's Witnesses was you need to make that dedication in your heart.
Yeah.
To
So
God.
Catholics, you make the choice when you're confirmed.
The confirm, yes.
Right, which
but
I
then
also
they
did.
immediately do the sprinkling when you're
just to keep you out of purgatory or limbo in case you get sick as a baby.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I had to learn, so part of being a Jehovah's Witness is you learn about a lot of other religions. Because part of going door to door is literally live debate other religions. Like, it's not supposed to be that way, really, but it sort of is. It sort of ends up to like...
Because you knock on the door and they're like, I'm Lutheran.
This. And you're like, oh, so you probably think this, and I agree with that, and let me find common ground. And so, like, you end up learning a lot about other religions being a Jehovah's Witness. So, I know, but Unitarian was new to me. That's why I was like, I'm excited to ask Alecia about this one. So that was interesting.
Again, not that I'm knocking on your door, but check out Unitarian.
Yeah.
It's great. I feel why am I doing I'm pushing Unitarian and weed. Those are the two those are my two
things.
Yeah, my projects that I feel strongly about. Just say yes to those.
Yeah. I mean I support any sort of thing anybody wants to do.
Yeah.
I think people should be happy in their lives. For me, I don't think I'd ever go back to an organized religion kind of structure. Just because like I'm more of the mindset now of like God is all of us and everything.
Yeah.
And therefore if I want to connect to him, I need to connect to
yourself.
myself. And so like and so that's sort of where I go.
So great. I love that.
And so like for me the act of, and it's the only reason I don't really go anymore, is just the act of sitting in a room. It's why I'm not going to karaoke tonight. It's not serving a bigger purpose for me that like I really need to be there or else something's not going to happen for me.
Right.
And I'm like, my form of worship is silence with myself and me focusing on my own problems and then figuring out what part of my soul's mission on this incarnation is supposed to be doing what.
And I think that's so crucial. And honestly, that is also part of my healing, has been spending more time also with myself and just really, same. It's, I'm here for me and I need to make sure this is right before I move out in the world. So I respect that a lot.
That's 100%. One of the things that they always talk about when in any religion is when you're trying to support other people is making sure that your cup is also full first. Because I was at one point in my life when I was super depressed and I was still active, I was like talking to one of the older guys and I said, hey, I want to go help where the need is greater. And he was like, you're super depressed right now.
Yeah, right. You got the need.
He goes, look, man, you think this is going to help you to go help these people. And he goes, you can't really help. He goes, you're barely hanging on. He goes,
Oh,
why
yeah.
don't you chill and like figure your stuff out here? Like
Yeah.
I had a really good experience with everyone. That's why I told somebody at improv that like I was raised that way, and they're like, I'm so sorry.
Right.
And I was like, for what?
'Cause they
Learning how to
assume
read better?
They
Like,
forced you, like they had a little stick and were hitting you, making you ring the doorbells and stuff. But
yeah, no, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I was a full-time minister for like 2 years.
Wow.
Like where I would go 70 hours a month and go door to door preaching and stuff like that. And it was a good time. And I had a high school reading level when I was in elementary school.
Wow.
Because I read the Bible all the time.
Yeah.
And then I had a college reading level by the time I was in middle school. So it was
Yeah.
like, the learning and then the public speaking, which did not translate to comedy at all. Because when you're talking in front of people who love you and you're telling them a message they want to hear, that's
a
so
good
different.
audience. Yeah,
They're like, you did great.
Right.
And then you go up in front of people who don't know you, don't care about whatever you're saying, and you have to get them on your side.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's
and your
the
hand
work.
gets shaky.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, what's happening? And then like
That is the work.
That's-
That's the work, is like you got to connect with the audience. That is the work.
Yes.
And every audience is different. So there's no even like set way. You got to like vibe that out. And oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the part of it. And that's somebody was asking like about stage fright stuff. And I've said improv, no stage fright, because you got your friends. But the stand-up, the stage fright goes away the more comfortable you are with you.
Yes.
And the more comfortable you are with failure. And the more
Yes.
comfortable you are with, I don't care how this turns out.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
this could go either way.
Right. Relinquish control of the outcome. That's what I always
Yes.
say. It's like you just don't know. Yeah. And you have to be fine.
Yep.
You have to be fine with a lot. Yeah. And that
Yeah.
takes a while.
Uh-huh.
So that's why when people do, like, they get discouraged, I'm like, that's part of it. Part of it is the frustration. And that's, everyone has to go through that.
Yeah. Some nights you do great. And then some nights you're going to be the last person up at Bremen, and all the music people are waiting for you to get off so that they can start their open jam.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, most of the people who are here for the comedy are gone. And it's just me and a bunch of guys with guitars.
Right.
Like, I don't think they want this.
They don't even want this.
Yeah.
But I have something really good. Okay.
Yes, but
Never mind.
I just realized something about my mom. No, okay.
Oh, all right.
Oh no. Yeah. So that's Bremen's probably been one of my more difficult ones to perform at.
Okay. I've made my peace with Bremen, and I like Bremen.
I know a lot of people do.
But there's been up and downs with all sorts of places.
I've only tried it once, and it was
give
the
Bremen
worst.
another chance.
Well, it's hard
Give
because they
them
don't have
another
the socials. So like getting the sign up, Jordy had to shoot me the sign up.
Hit me up.
Okay.
Hit me up anytime.
Well, yeah,
I'll go with you.
I would do it. I would do it again. But the one time I went, what an off night for that was the experience. By the time I was up, it was me, Jordy, maybe 3 comics, and then music people.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, everyone's gone. There was a night, Consternation the Clown went up, who is,
Yep.
And then another guy was like ranting about his career in comedy and was upset that I had brought my camera. And he was like, not upset, but just sort of like, this guy's trying to film stuff and he's not even going up till the end of the night probably. And I was like, that's right.
You're accurate.
Would you like me to film you? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So this is cool, man. And this was a very angry night that night. One guy went up and was clearly high, like very high, and just did mouth noises for a while. And sat in silence, which is
wow. All right.
Super sets the mood. By the way, how do you feel about this other move that comics pull when they're not doing well and they go, "Sorry, I've smoked a lot of drugs before I came here."
People always do that. Sorry, my gummy just kicked in. Yeah.
I did drugs, and I'm just like, no, you didn't. That's not true. No, that's not true. You just did bad. I do bad.
Sorry, I'm just doing like really bad.
Do you know what I do when I do bad? I go, well, that was bad. And I go, never mind. Like, I guess
and
not.
it can happen to anyone. Like, I've seen like really high level comics. You can just have a bad time, you know, and like that can happen to anyone at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 50-50.
Yeah, well, that's better. I mean, think about it. If you were baseball, that would be phenomenal.
Super good.
It would be really
but
good.
it's with improv, too.
Yeah. Well, improv, don't you think there's like a range, right? And so you want to kind of improve your range, but there's still a range. You know, so sometimes you're at the top of your range, sometimes you're at the bottom of your range. That's your range.
What happens for me, so like level 3 that we're in with Fred and Kyle, we're learning Spoon River. I took notes really well this time, mentally, and did the thing right. And I was getting all the good feedback. And I was like, yes, which means I know next week, Wednesday, when I go back, I'm going to be terrible. Because that's just what I do.
But you're supposed to be terrible in workshop. Workshop is the time where they're like, try out this other weird thing that's not how you normally do it. And then you try it. And like sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's like, that's not how I do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I get in my own way with it.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, well, I did good last week. Well, better just be quiet this week.
Right.
Just because you also
fly under the
don't
radar.
you don't want to just be like, you just constantly doing everything in class all the time.
Yeah.
So like you sort of like, all right, somebody else take the reins. I'm going to sit back here.
Well, like Kittleson sent me this meme, and it was like all these chess pieces, and it was like my improv group doing the form we discussed. And then there's this like monster toy on top, and it's like me doing my own thing.
Yeah, that happens. That happens quite
Everyone's
a bit.
just doing it because I'm like, oh, you know. Like, what are you doing? I don't know.
I don't know. Who wants to help? Who wants to jump in here?
Just put me in a sack, sling me over the shoulder, and get me out.
We were supposed to do, on our level 2 showcase, we were supposed to start with the I'm a Tree.
Yeah.
And we just completely just ripcord abandoned that. And I was like, I looked at our teacher and I went, I'm sorry.
This is not-
And they were like, just go. And I was like,
going.
okay. Like, we're just going to go. Like, just did it. That's the other thing. Does it matter? No. Like, it's
all
fine.
good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, this has been lovely.
You are a joy to speak to. We got to just hang. Again, community.
Yeah.
Friends.
Hang
out. We're doing this for fun and community. That's
exactly
the whole reason to exist.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on, knowing, again, maybe 40 to 70 people who watch this who
Hello.
probably know you.
Hey,
or
people who know me.
And but I always think to myself, it's for the concept of whoever needs to see it.
Yeah.
And some people have really appreciated, especially like the guests I've had on, like getting to see Mike and Jeff, and now you talk of like what it's like to be a professional in these fields. Is like they needed that. Yeah. And they got to see it. So like that's what this whole thing's for. And do you have anything you would like to plug?
Oh, coming up?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, check out my social media. I always post my shows. I don't even know.
What's your social media?
My name, Alecia Altstetter.
There we go.
I didn't come up with a clever name because I am not good on the computer. When someone says get on social media, you know, I'm like, and then people are like, please help promote these shows. And I am obedient, so I'm like promoting, but really I'm confused by it. Yes. And then, you know what's even weird? When people, and I don't mean direct, people are like, oh, like they liked this, but they didn't like this, and now I'm worried about this relationship. I'm like, I am not picking up these subtleties. Like, if someone is, like, looking at something or not checking the other, I am missing all of it. So if I'm sending a message, it is unintentional. I don't know. And so it's just my name because I'm just posting flyers for my shows, and that's it.
No, I feel you. I've got the YouTube and the LinkedIn. And I only got back on the LinkedIn because it was at least I rebranded. I got off of LinkedIn for my robot stuff, and I was like, well, let me just do it for comedy stuff.
Yeah, that's probably a good
'Cause, like,
idea.
if I'm
I've never
gonna-
even tried that. I don't even know LinkedIn.
But I also don't do computer very well. So it's like I'm sort of figuring it out as I
Yeah.
go. And it's just sort of like, all right, well.
I kept thinking it would just kind of blow over. You know,
No, it
this
didn't.
computer, right, it didn't.
It didn't. It's getting worse. There's more computer.
I know, they expect more and more.
Most of life is computer. As the leader of this country said when he got into that Tesla, it's mostly computer.
It's all computer.
It's all computer.
I know, right?
That's life.
I know.
It's mostly
And then
computer.
I'm like, shoot, I just want to get out my checkbook and write something and put it in an envelope or take it to
How
someone.
great is
I
that?
know, it was so easy.
I just realized,
Yeah.
and I just put this together the other day as I was grabbing all the junk mail,
Mm-hmm.
that the post office existing is a branch of our late stage capitalism still reaching out to offer you loans
Yeah.
and coupons for consumerism.
Oh, really?
What else do you get through the mail?
Yeah.
How many postcards or letters from friends are you getting through the mail?
None.
So why does the post office exist? So the IRS can send you
you're
a bill,
so right.
and they can send you. Do you want
And the
X credit
political
card? Yeah.
flyers of trying to influence you one way or the other.
The post office is now just a machine.
Oh my God,
for
you're
that
so
to
right.
keep working.
You're so right.
And I was just like, oh, that's gross. But then every now and then you get a package from a friend, and you're like, look at that.
I know.
This is great.
Dude, was that I just have to ask you, was that a high thought?
No.
Oh, it was a somber
I was
thought.
trying. I was getting the mail, and I was just like, "This is terrible."
You're
and I
like-
was like, "Wait a minute! Like, why do I feel this way?"
That's the topic of your book. Why don't you write a book about that?
I will. The post office. It'll be the whole thing. Is the title? The post office is an arm of late stage capitalism trying to get you to buy things.
I'm convinced, even after that thesis statement, I'm like, you're right.
What's the last valuable thing you got in the mail?
No, nothing.
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 My wife got a package from one of her friends in South Dakota. That was like really nice, and that's like once every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know what? Like,
We could just send that through UPS.
well,
or
I would
FedEx.
like to send my son stuff, and I can't.
Yeah.
It's all,
What do you
there's
mean?
there's no mail.
The military postage. There's a special box for it.
They aren't getting
Well, because he's.
mail, or they can't get mail where they are.
Do you have any concerns about him right now? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, no, he was
good?
actively being bombed. Like, he
That
was
sucks.
running from bombs.
That's no good.
Yeah, no, it was
How are you
crazy.
dealing with that as a mom?
Oh, it's been awful. Like, it's, yeah, no, but the ceasefire,
Yeah.
they took the time to build a fort because their rec center got bombed completely. Like, a bomb hit a truck, blew it up onto the roof of stuff. They're just leaving it. Their rec center was flattened.
Yeah.
But then they're making forts in the sand for fun. They got to order pizzas, but yeah, no, those are the good stories. But yeah, no, during the bombing, it was very, I was a freaking wreck. No mail.
That
So just
sucks.
back to your thing. If
It's
the mail is
not
going to
even
do
useful.
something positive and they're just like, nope,
No, never mind.
never mind, you
Yeah.
can't. We're not doing it.
That's terrible.
I know, it sucked.
That's terrible.
yeah.
Well, I hope he comes through it okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm feeling very hopeful. I think it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Orban losing, I think the tide is turning. We're all coming back to Jesus. You know, it is true. We're all
Yeah.
just like, hey, enough is enough.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Jesus.
Jesus.